for which punishment should be the ultimate punishment. And in China, they do exactly that. They come to this part of the world, they corrupt our leaders, but if you are corrupt in China, they'll deal with you firmly, swiftly, and take away your life, so that you are no longer a danger to society. I believe that corruption should be a crime against humanity, because the impact of corruption in Africa in many areas, how many people are maimed because we imported polio vaccination that were not potent, so that somebody could buy a mansion in Florida or some other island in the United States of America or in the Caribbean. How many? How many of the roads here in Nigeria, how many have been involved in defense contract corruption, so that we have in a situation where we cannot have things that we ought to deserve? I mean, it has been more pernicious than any other thing. Corruption has killed more people than the civil wars combined in Africa. And yet we treat it with velvet gloves. We glamorize these individuals. We continue to elect them in office. They bribe us with 500 naira, 500 cedis, 20 kwanza, and we continue to elect them. And then they claim democracy. Look recently during the UN General Assembly in New York, what and how African leaders behaved. They stayed in the most expensive hotels, the world of Astoria, except the Tanzanian delegation. And yet, in their homes, people don't have potable water to drink. Yet, in their homes, there is no medicine in hospitals. You know, the African electorate must liberate themselves. Wole Soyinka, who is in Nigerian, how many times has he tried to run for office? Did he not run for the presidency? At one time here in Nigeria, did the Nigerians elect him? The anti-corruption crusader Nuhu Ribadu, did he not run for office? Did the Nigerians elect him? Jean Ping in Gabon, he ran for election. Did they elect him? Africans don't elect men and women who wish them well. So if you look at the history of revolutions, it was always the young people. As early as 1908 in Turkey, it is the young people who came up to rise up against the dictatorial regime. We remember even during the Bolshevik Revolution, it was the young people. We remember during the civil rights movement led by Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy, among others, it was young people. In 1968 in France, when there was a problem, initially in 1958 and 1968, it was young people. We remember in Tiananmen Square, it was young people. We remember in Korea in 1908, it was the young people. In South Africa, in the Sharpeville massacre in 1969, it was the young people. In Soweto in 1976, it was the young people. In the Arab world, it's the young people. But our young people in Africa today are imprisoned by Arsenal and Manchester United and Barcelona and Real Madrid, and our young girls are imprisoned by cheap South American soap operas and Beyonce Knowles. How can that be? How can a continent be so accursed that our young people have no sense of our history, no sense of our presence, no sense of our future? No wonder the Chinese are conquering us by the day, and we are wondering.
Hey, I just look at INEC, only me on the laugh with the typical electoral dysfunction, giving bogus cash and carry results, trying to mess with the will of the people. You guys don't know what you're up against. As the father of boys, I get boys brasketed for all the nooks and crannies of this country. We monitor the temperature on the street. I get eyes from many places. Many times that they see waiting people know the quick see. Yes. Don't let the wumble and fumble of INEC demoralize you. Take it from me. That man, when they call P2B, is still on top. Twale. Waiting he no get na rigging structure. When them been they shout, you don't get structure, you don't get structure. Is it the structure of corruption and rigging? Na him way we want. If you know now. Go verify. As INEC, they waste people time. We all know say na institutional rigging they happen before our Kurukuru eyes because they feel we are nothing. We can do nothing. Who we be? Pata we make noise 1 week, we don't go. We must show this here people say now we be government because we run things. We're only talking through P2B. With all the rigging for River State, the Southeast and the South, don't dare also because they are all for P2B. A huge percentage of Lagos, Abuja, North Central, now for Peter. Who de Zuzu? Onye de. Green light they shine for Northwest, all for Peter. Kai Okute Anwana Bwebo Nata Salad. So I'm calling on all of us that want to see a better Nigeria. All the obedience to protect their votes by all legal means necessary. This nonsense we didn't want try. Not because of Peter or saying people, man, or one thing. Hell no. This conspiracy is against us, the people, because they don't see, say, true. Our mumu don't do. Tyranny and oppressors are now fearful of us. Very soon, we go peacefully occupy this country to hold INEC accountable for the nonsense within they try cook. Nothing can intimidate us again past the suffer where would they suffer. We must fight for our freedom regardless of how they want to pay us rich. I still believe that the salvation of this country lies in the hands of its exceptional youth. So let's protect our stronghold because quite frankly nothing they happen. Not father they are now.